Hello, I'm Greg Solomon. If you'll give me a few minutes of your time, I am going to articulate a very concise, common sense approach to copyright infringement as it pertains to the YouTube community. Recently, a certain individual has put out a couple of video clips out here concerning copyright use and concerning his opinion of what amounts to copyright infringement out here on the YouTube community. The problem is this individual has no training in copyright law. He has no education in copyright law. He does not work in copyright law, and he essentially has no business out here articulating anything about copyright law. This individual shall remain nameless, but let me characterize him a little bit so that you might know where to find his video clips, and that way you can compare them with the facts that I'm presenting in this video clip. This individual I'm speaking of is around 50 years of age, and he lives home with his mother. He, by his own admission, has been living with his mother for approximately the past 6 years. So since he was around his early 40s. He lives with his mother under the guise of being a full-time caregiver. However, this individual has been out here on the YouTube community for only 3 months, and in that brief period of 3 months he has watched over 8,000 video clips. Now, he stays up most of the night to watch these video clips and sleeps during the day, so I fail to see where he could find the time or the inclination to be a full-time caregiver. But be that as it may, I believe I've said enough about this individual, and I'm going to cut right to the chase. Let me first preface this by saying I'm not an attorney. However, the Copyright Act is one of several subjects of which I am quite knowledgeable. Copyright law and the Copyright Act are very, very complicated. So much so, in fact, that there are actually attorneys who specialize in copyright law. There have also been several judicial precedents over the years that have attempted to streamline copyright law into a more readable and more discernible set of facts. And several of those judicial precedents have succeeded in creating what is known as the doctrine of fair use. And the doctrine of fair use is actually now part of the Copyright Act. The doctrine of fair use consists of 4 articles. And these 4 articles basically streamline the Copyright Act and allow an individual or an attorney, and even a defense attorney, to ascertain whether or not there has been infringement of the Copyright Act. We are going to concern ourselves with Articles 1 and 4 for what we need to talk about out here pertaining to the YouTube community. I won't give you a link to the doctrine of fair use because it's very easy to find out on the internet. You can go to the United States Copyright Office website and find it very easily. Essentially, Article number 1 of the Doctrine of Fair Use asks the question whether the use of the material is for commercial purposes or non-profit purposes. And Article number 4 asks the question whether or not using the material is going to have a potential effect on the market value of the material. So let me give you 2 brief scenarios to illustrate what these articles point out. Let's say we have an individual who downloads from the internet Led Zeppelin's complete box set. Now, is that an infringement of the copyright law? Well, we appeal to the doctrine of fair use. You can go to article number 4. Is it going to have an effect, a potential effect, on the market value of the product? Well, of course it is. And that's basically what copyright law is all about. This right here, money. If it doesn't involve taking someone's money or making money off of someone's copyright, if it doesn't involve one of those two things, essentially no illegal entity is going to come after you. So this person downloads Led Zeppelin's entire box set. Yes, he has definitely violated copyright law, and we can see it very easily in the doctrine of fair use, article number 4. It has a potential effect on the market value of the material. Now, let's say another individual goes out here on YouTube with his acoustic guitar and a webcam and takes a video clip of himself playing and singing the intro to Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. Well, now, is that an infringement of the Copyright Act? Well, we once again appeal to the doctrine of fair use. Is it for commercial or non-commercial use? Is there going to be a profit made? Is anybody going to make any money off of it? No. Fellow with the webcam and the acoustic guitar is not going to make any money picking out the intro to one of Led Zeppelin's songs. We'll look at article number 4. Does it have any effect whatsoever on the potential market value of Led Zeppelin songs? No, none whatsoever. Therefore, common sense would dictate to us that no, practically, and looking at it from a practical standpoint, there's not been a true violation of copyright law or an infringement of the Copyright Act. No legal entity, no lawyer is going to come after you for doing something like that, because none of this is involved. And you know, getting back to this individual, what I find interesting about him, he's so quick to come out here and point to other people what they should be doing and not be doing on YouTube in the way of copyright and copyright infringement. And yet, he himself, I've noticed, on a few of his video clips, is using the Paul McCartney song Another Day as an intro and a fade out to his video clips. He's also using someone else's song for some other of his video clips, as again as an intro and a fade out. He also, in one of his video blogs, where he was driving in his car with a web camera, he had just left the library and had rented a DVD and was alluding to the fact how he was going to copy it. Now, he alluded to that fact by saying to the camera, I'm not going to say what I'm going to do with this DVD, but let's just say that I'm going to be able to watch it for a long, long, long time, as much as I want. So I think what we have here is an individual who points his finger at other people and yet has 3 fingers pointing right back at himself. Sort of a case of do as I say, not as I do. I think what everyone needs to do here is step back, take a breath, go out on the internet, take a look at the doctrine of fair use, and I think you'll see that a lot of the stuff that people are wondering whether or not is a infringement of the Copyright Act, I think you'll be able to see it in a much clearer light. I mean, out here on YouTube, these are flash videos. You can't even download any of them. I know of a fellow out here who in fact was plucking his guitar and singing some other songs, some other performers' songs, and videotaping himself. And because of this individual's video clips, he got sort of scared and actually took his clips down. I'm glad to report that common sense has since prevailed, and he has put his clips back up. And he realizes now that that is in no way an infringement of the Copyright Act. And so, as I said, I think everyone needs to step back, take a breath of air, relax, look at the doctrine of fair use, and let common sense prevail. Until next time, this is Greg Solomon telling you to take care of yourself and those around you. Take care.